Hello, everyone. We're back now for episode 2 of Beware the Batman, which is called Secrets. And I'm in this, and I look really sexy. No. It's the DC character Magpie, which has nothing to do with the origin of my name at all, people. I didn't even know there was a DC character named Magpie when I picked the name, which goes way, way back to 99, to be honest. But I will fully answer that question because that was one of the questions asked for my Q&A video. We get introduced to Magpie in this, and she's pretty cool. One thing that did bother me, I'll get into it, is she just kept saying shiny, shiny all the way through. But I'm here with Bluedragonfive. Sorry, I forgot to introduce you.
Yeah.
I got carried away with it there because I got talking about myself in this episode.
Yeah.
But what did you think? They're bringing in Magpie for this. That's going to be weird. That's going to be weird.
Yeah, it is going to be weird. I was dreading this when I thought the idea of talking about the series. Like, oh wait, he is Magpie. But yeah, here's the thing.
Girl Magpie. We'll call her Girl Magpie.
Yeah. Anyway, the Girl Magpie.
DC, or DC Magpie.
Yeah. Girl Magpie. Girl Magpie is basically all she's really famous for is dying.
Yeah.
Because if I'm correct, I believe she might have been the first villain in the comics, not the reimaginings and such. I mean, actually in the comics that Superman and Batman met over. They worked together to stop Magpie. Girl Magpie. Yeah. And, in Superman, Batman, the book, that's why they mention it, saying, did you hear what happened lately? I love the superheroes having small talk, by the way. It's just them saying, it's them saying, did you hear Magpie die? I heard Magpie die. Is that true? Yes. Are you sure? Reasonably. You saw her. I was there. He was there when I saw her die, that sort of stuff. And this is... None of the good villains ever die, Bruce. Clark, what are good villains? That scene, that's what she's famous for, that scene. Being dead. And really, her costume was really weird, and it was like an 80s, this weird-looking 80s guy. She had a mullet. Yeah. Well, not a mullet, she had like the spiky mullet hairdo.
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures. I remember seeing some of the pictures, and I'm like, oh, God.
Her redesign is much more appealing in this, in more ways than one. And again, Girl Magpie... And also, it's kind of helped that she's voiced by one of the most attractive, both in vocal quality and appearance, Greg Delisle. Lovely girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Greg Delisle is such a talented voice actress. Such a shame she's married.
Yeah, because you would totally stand a chance then.
I know, I wouldn't. I'm just saying, yeah. I think guy's so lucky the one's married to her. So such a lucky guy. But I'm gonna stop that. I leave that to you usually.
Yeah.
Talk about the women, but there was a special exception. Anyway, well, it is kind of you in some way. Anyway, her redesign, her character is much more appealing in this. I like how they're giving her dimension. It's the overall conceit of the series. They're taking the lesser-known Batman villains and giving them credence and bringing them into the forefront. So we can actually, if you and I and Mr. Reeve for some unknown series, just speculating. Called, I don't know, maybe the Confidential Fangirl with an awesome opening, something like that.
Yeah.
If we go through the Batman villains, we could actually talk about these guys with more reference than just they were in the comics.
Yeah.
I saw them in animation. I saw what they were done with here. Yeah. I'm glad we're getting that after many years. We usually get that in just Justice League, as they have bit parts on Justice League, the animated series. Like, there's so many villains in the foreground or in the background of, like, the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah. I'm glad they added some actual genuine dimension with her in this. And may I say, to start, before we really delve into it, this episode is my favorite so far. I think it's much better than the first one.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well,
not that the first one's bad, it's just this one's so good.
Yeah, well, now we kind of know who who Batman is. We don't need to get bogged down in that too much. I mean, we're still finding out. We're still like, is this going places?
And they're still following that through line of, it's Bruce. He's still early as Batman. Again, we've gotten to the whole year debate. I'm just saying the latest at 3. We'll see where it goes in the future episodes. So I think it's the last I'll bring up for now. The whole year debate. But the point is, it's Batman still getting used to being Batman. He hasn't found that good balance, that perfect balance yet that he has in the comics. Whole Bruce Wayne. He is Batman. Bruce Wayne's the public facade. Right now, he's trying to delineate them so so they don't interfere with each other. Just keeping them separate. And Magpie is a villain, female Magpie, is a villain that reflects that, as all good Batman villains should. They should reflect the hero in them a bit. It's like a dark reflection of Batman in some way, in some aspect. That's what she does, and kind of the multiple personalities she has.
Yeah, way to give away the ending. Yeah.
Well, there will be spoilers. You are going to put a spoiler thing into the script.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Oh, he gave it away in the first one.
Yeah, well, that's been out for nearly 2 weeks. So.
Yes. So is now been out for a week. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, it's just it's that great quality in Batman villains that it reflects that he's still figuring out how to balance it all with different personalities. We see him go places, Bruce Wayne doing detective work. He's starting to get a better balance on it. He's kind of using private Bruce and public Bruce to use the same thing. And using the information for Batman. It's kind of him in himself seeing what he could become if he doesn't find a good balance. He's going to lose focus of like who he is or stuff like that. Again, he needs just to be turned into Batman, who uses that as a facade, right? He's trying to keep them as actual people, which is, it's going to take away. It's something I forgot to bring up in the first episode, so I'm getting a little detailed in this. In that it's when he's not fully there in one aspect, he's faltering. He's getting injured by other guys. His shoulder pops out, and he has to pop it back in. That awesome scene where it hits against the truck in the first episode. Well, he does do that in the first episode. Maybe it's not as awesome as I'm saying it is. But anyway, the point is, it's Batman. He's when he's not focused, he's careless in some aspect. And Bruce Wayne getting involved in that land deal when he wouldn't have, because he's dividing his time. And he's slowly starting to realize that. And this encounter with Magpie is probably going to shake him of that, promote that change in him in the future. I would hypothesize. Would you agree, Magpie?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Anyway, some other stuff we got in this. We got some more Gordon, which I'm sure you love.
I didn't notice. Yes, we did.
But we also, we also got a bit of Barbara Gordon, who looks kind of young, so we probably won't be seeing her too soon.
And she's voiced by Tara Strong.
Awesome.
Yep, the original voice actress, the second voice actress of Batgirl in the Bruce Timm animated universe.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they kept continuity up with Alfred's ankle still being broken.
Yep. Well, that's the reason Katana gets hired.
Yeah, and I like that. They didn't just say, "Oh, my ankle's fine now," but we're still keeping this Katana around. I love it. My favorite line in this episode is, "I have to hit something."
Oh yeah, I love when she calls Bruce Wayne a marshmallow.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's the driver, and he's gone to the therapist, who I was kind of disappointed didn't turn out to be like a pre-Harley Quinzel. I was like, oh, that was an opportunity to at least do a nod,
Well, the thing is, they really don't. At least I'm hoping as time progresses, and if they do go into seasons, hopefully more than 2. They can.
I'm hoping for at least 4, even if
at least 4. Like, and that's 4 to kind of match the original Batman animated series. 5 would be impressive. 5, but 4 at the very least. Anyway, I mean, they really said they don't want to use the iconic Batman villains in this one. The most iconic villain they're using is Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, so they're still going to use Ra's al Ghul.
That's all. Ra's al Ghul, and some could debate Anarchy, who's going to be in the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are basically the two most iconic they're using.
Yeah. I looked it up what they're playing in the next few episodes. It still seems cool. But Kitana gets a little bit more to do. We get to know her a little bit better. I didn't think we got to know her really well. I was like, okay.
I think we got a good insight into her, and that we find out that she's Alfred's goddaughter. How did you feel about that?
Yeah. That was alright. I kind of like, okay, that's cool. So there's a bit more of a connection than what we probably thought there would be. Like, we clearly knew there was something in Alfred's past.
There's this really subtle bit I like in that scene, where it's again, Bruce Wayne can't turn off his gift, his detective. When he's in detective mode, Arkham City joke. Anyway, when he's in detective mode, he can't turn that ability off. And it's kind of Alfred when he's drinking his coffee in that scene. It looks like he's kind of giving him a glare and that, stop this, you're going to give it away. Give it away that you're Batman, because it's kind of, well, this marshmallow knows a lot about detective work.
Yeah, so...
To find out that, you're Major. I love how he goes through the process of how he found that out. I mean, even though it's kind of out of place, and she's probably going to... We know she's going to catch on. She's going to be part of the team eventually. It's in the poster, so it's not giving anything away there.
Okay.
She's not Katana yet, but she is called Katana, Toshido.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was looking at that. We get hints that maybe she's getting progressed along in the team a little bit quickly, because next looks like we're getting a teaser for the next episode at the end of this with her. Let the test begin, so to speak. And that's pretty awesome. I
like that theme. These episodes have thing about the title. The titles have to do with themes of the episode, like Arrow did. It's a double meaning for the title of the episode. Like Hunted, because the rich guys are being hunted, and here are secrets because of the secret that he's Batman, and he doesn't like secrets about Alfred having a god or stuff like that. And it's going to keep going, I believe, like we did with Arrow, with trust but verify and stuff.
Yeah. I want to point something. Go back to DC female Magpie. She initially tries to steal Batman's utility belt.
Yes.
Right. Gets away from him, but then he catches up with her later on when he's on the roof, and chases. Then he's got to chase after her, and then she falls down from a great height, breaks multiple bones in her body, and heals.
Well, she doesn't have nerve. She doesn't feel pain more. She doesn't have nerve endings.
Yeah, well, like if you break your back and still didn't have pain receptors, you wouldn't be able to walk around straight.
Well, I mean, you see that moment where it looks like she's dead, but then she moves her hand. Now, I think in addition to her just saying, okay, she's alive, it might be that she that's her straightening her bones out overall, like cracking it back into place, even though we don't really see it.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
It might be that, plus, then again, once she's captured, she's probably going to have, looking over her, setting her bones and stuff to make sure she's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe. No.
Yeah. I kind of thought that she was just healing herself.
I'm not sure it's a healing factor. I just think it's no nerve endings. I don't know. We'll see how they play it out when she comes back. We'll see.
Yeah, you still think she's coming back?
Oh, she is coming back. She's coming back. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention something important. You know how I mentioned Anarchy's going to be in the next episode. He's going to be a big Batman villain in this series.
Yeah, which I don't mind, because I have no idea anything about him.
Yeah. Well, they have hints at him in the first episode and in this episode. Very subtle hints. So they know he's coming. And he's going to be voiced by an actor who I love so much. I think he could actually voice or play the Riddler.
Okay.
In real life, Wallace Langham. But more on him next episode. But anyway, the hints are there's this In the first episode, Bruce gets a letter. It's like this black envelope with like an A on it, a white A. He's kind of hinting at anarchy, and there was a little key with an A on it in the desk drawer.
Oh, okay, yeah, I noticed that.
They're slowly building to anarchy because he's going to be a big part of the series, and the way he's been described so far, so we'll see how this plays out in the third one, but the way he was described is he's the guy who waits in the alley where the thugs go by and he like arms them just to see what will happen.
Oh.
Anarchy's inspiring anarchy. He's kind of like he's going to be a Joker Moriarty of sorts, just less laughter and less chaotic. Just seeing the chaos, you know?
All right.
Like he'll pay the guy even if he botches the job, just to pay him in weaponry, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think we're coming to agreement on this, even though I haven't read any comics with Magpie, that we do like her portrayal in this. So anyway, so what I actually told you this earlier that I saw the reveal coming with the split person. Oh, I didn't see the split personality, but I figured out that that Magpie was the secretary in the
earlier
in the therapist.
Now I gotta mention something about that.
Yeah.
Okay, now something that really worked about this episode. There are three major factors. One, for me, this one's personal, is Gordon was in it. 2, great detective work. And 3, and this kind of relates to the whole Magpie story, because the whole Magpie story, there is, it feels so much like a Bruce Timm episode from the animated series, because it has that, what they would do in the DC animated, the old DC animated Bruce Timm shows, they would have these red herrings. Like in Return of the Joker, there's a guy who looks like the Joker. They would have hints at, like, on Leather Wings, there's the other doctor, Dr. March. You think that guy's man-backed, but he's not. You know, it's like all these, the red herrings, like the guys you think are going to be them. The writers are smart. Even in Mask of the Phantasm, you have that. Yeah, just these little clues, and the writers are smart enough to put these clues so the audience thinks is coming. Like this, Cree Summers voices the Doctor character, who looks exactly like Magpie. Not you, Magpie, the other Magpie.
Yeah, no, I'm not that sexy.
Yeah, this one is really attractive, this Magpie. Anyway, so this female Magpie looks exactly her, and there's this moment where I can't tell if it's purely just Bruce being kind of Sherlock Holmesian detective that he notices everything in the room, or if it's him literally looking at how similar she looks to Magpie. And I like that. I like that touch, that he can tell that. But while that happens, yeah, we see the secretary, and I knew in my head I was going, okay, well, yeah, Cree Summers, that's not the same voice as Magpie. Then again, she has split personality, so maybe it changes. But then again, now that I look back at it, it's that great moment. It takes me back to my youth. Just watching it, oh my, yeah, that's so brilliant. Yeah, the secretary has the same voice as Grey Delisle's, and yeah. It's the one it's like the Sherlock Holmes thing, it's the one we least suspected. That was her.
Mm-hmm.
It's great, and that was a good reveal. You know, that's classic. It's classic red hair mystery air about it. So it's so good. I loved it.
But as I said, I saw it coming.
Yeah, you saw it coming. I didn't, but it was just impressed.
Yeah, I was like, hang on, we're focusing. Yeah, here's how I knew. I knew we were focusing too much on the therapist for it to turn out to be the therapist. I was like, it's gonna be either it's gonna be like someone we haven't even met yet, or it's gonna be the secretary. Because I was like, we're not spending enough time with the secretary, so they're trying to shift our point of view, and I was like, no, I'm not falling for that. Because but it is a good thing. You like, if it would be too obvious if it was the therapist, and plus it's not Harley Quinn, and you don't want to go down that route with it.
Yeah. I
did not see the split personality coming up though. I thought it would be like, oh no, it's Master.
That's another thing from the kind of the Tim show. I like how that feels rubbing off on this episode. Just that it's Yeah, it's that kind of that. Again, I mentioned this in the first one. It's that in between. It's like what Batman animated series did right. It was like the perfect medium for Batman in that it's in the middle of not too dark, not too light, and it had these themes that are mature enough that adults will like it, but also mature enough that the kids get wrapped up in it, but also that kids can learn from it. They can read into the themes, and if you go a little bit more, it's really dark. But it's like right there, it's just mature enough to be really an interesting point, like Heart of Ice and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to point out some stuff too.
This is introductory to being bipolar and having a split personality. It was really
Yeah. Bipolar's a terrible thing. I got a friend with bipolar.
Yeah.
But the opening with this where like there was Magpie breaking in, and like I thought, oh, okay, we're only going to get Magpie for a bit here because, well, I thought, oh, it's going to be like that the openings of Batman, Brave and the Bold. There'd be one villain at the beginning, and then we get another villain. I thought maybe that might be the way they were going originally with it, but I was like glad. Oh no, we get a full episode with this character who's got the same name as me, but was never a conscious thing by me that I knew that there was a character named Magpie and that it was a female character.
Oh, by the way, let me ask you this: Did you think, or do you think that Miss Catatonic? That's the that's a funny name for the psychiatric hospital that female Magpie and Lung Kid went to. Now, do you think that psychiatric hospital is going to become Arkham Asylum?
I don't know, maybe.
I mean,
I don't know why. I think maybe because of the success, maybe because of the success of the games that they're going to try and keep away from actually doing Arkham Asylum in this.
I'm not saying they have to. I'm just saying maybe it could.
I'm not saying that they have to either. I'm just saying maybe they're trying to stay away from that a bit until later on. I mean, because
I'm so curious if later seasons are going to bring in the notable Batman villains or not.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like Clock King again.
Yeah.
Provided they don't do that in Arrow, because that'd be interesting if they did Clock King in Arrow.
Yeah. It'd be nice if they seeded in the villains like they slowly got bigger as time progresses.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like,
we get Riddler at the end, but who knows? Maybe.
Well.
I mean, as time progresses, as we get more villains,
there's still a bunch of villains I could see them doing. I could see them doing Clayface again.
Yeah.
Because it's not entirely I get that this world's kind of gritty, but I don't see it as not that it couldn't do comic booky things.
I'd be very impressed if they did Zaz.
I can't see them doing Zaz.
I mean, if they found a way to do Zaz, like maybe he, instead of cutting him, he just writes it on himself.
Tattoos it on himself.
Yeah, tattoos it on himself,
Yeah,
maybe
but
I'm saying something like that. I'm saying it'd be very impressive if they get away with it.
Yeah, but what would he be counting instead of kills?
Well, I'm saying, a way they could do is just robberies, but I don't know. I'm saying if they could get away with have the kills, but do it in a way they could do it with getting it by the censors, getting it by standards and practices.
Yeah.
Like saying maybe it's just I want to say make him a hitman, but they kind of did that with Deadshot and Arrow. I mean, not make him a hitman, just kind of want tattoos like that for his victims. No. I don't know. I'm just saying it'd be impressive if they could do Zaz. I don't really know what they could do with it now, but I'm just saying I don't know.
I could see them doing Zaz in a live action movie. I just can't see them doing Zaz in this.
It's easy to do Zaz in live action, just animations where I really want to see him be interesting.
I still say they should do an adult DC series, something DC related, especially Batman.
I'm just saying, that's the last really mature thing you really need to do for the animation is allow death to happen, because really, you don't have to show the gruesome act of death. You can mention death. Okay, this guy's killed people. I think that's still a thing that children should be aware of. There are bad guys, and they will kill them. I'm not saying they're going to be as colorful as this, but I'm saying that it's like Brad Bird had a philosophy that, Saturday morning cartoons, they kind of idealize stakes, in that, no one dies. I'm not saying you need it. I'm just saying it's a true fact. There are stakes, and death can happen. I'm saying it's kind of a mature thing. That wouldn't be a terrible idea to have there, but it'd be, I don't know. It's something. I'm not saying you can't have that. Like, basically, Joker did kind of kill people in Batman the Animated Series. Only they put him in this laughing state, which, if you really wanted to, you could assume they died. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying you could assume they died.
Yeah.
I'm saying stuff like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't see why the implication of death is really that much. Anyway, that's another discussion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we might do a full mini on Beware the Batman at the end of this season. We'll do predictions and that.
Yeah.
Later on.
Should we get to the elephant in the room?
There's an elephant in the room?
Apparently, yeah. It was just meant the subject, Gordon.
Is his name Dumbo?
No.
The subject of Gordon. Oh, that he's not really getting along with Batman?
Well, I just meant I was just going to talk about how much I love Gordon in this episode, but okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's Gordon, and I assume you love the fact that Gordon got a little bit more screen time.
Well, let me highlight my favorite scene.
Okay.
Okay, my favorite scene in this entire episode, the reason I keep going back to this episode, is this one scene, the scene where he's quote-unquote interrogating Lunkhead. By the way, I love the use of Lunkhead, too. It's just perfect use, just like, a formerly bad guy, not too smart. And I like how there's like this subtle thing going on that it's this guy, he was taken down by Batman, put into a coma for 2 months by Batman. That's making it a little harder for Gordon to get information out of him. So right now it's kind of subtly saying that right now it's going to be a while before Gordon and Batman are on the same page, because the way Batman's going about things is making his job a little tough.
Yeah.
With that, I'm just saying that they're going about things differently. I'm not saying both of them aren't justified in what they're doing. It's just that, the way Batman's going about things is different than the way Gordon goes about things. That makes his job harder. But yeah, that whole scene to me was great. It was just so fun, and it's the realest thing. Kids calling you at work, and you have to answer, get away his position. What do you think we're in the boxes?
Why didn't he have his mobile on silent? I don't know, but okay.
What do you think we're in the boxes?
In the boxes?
Yeah, I have this.
Then Lunkhead was...
Yeah, Lunkhead was throwing at Gordon.
Styrofoam.
I guess it had this really... I was like thinking about the aftermath of that scene. I was thinking, Lunkhead's going to get yelled at by his boss. That stuff might be broken.
They could have been full of cans, I imagine, or something.
I don't know.
Either way. Pillows.
Yeah, it's just this little thing like, poor Lunkhead's going to get yelled at by his boss. But anyway, that whole scene was great. Again, it's the way Gordon goes about police work differently than an average cop. It's just really, really neat the way he did that in that scene. I love Kurtwood Smith's voicing. I was curious if I was going to like that, because with this series, and I was going to mention this the first episode, with this series you have this new worry, new concern we really haven't had for DC animation. That how are the voices going to sound coming out of these computer generated models? It's a weird thing, I know.
Has Kurtwood Smith done a lot of voice work for DC before?
He has.
Okay, because he does do a pretty good Gordon from so far.
He does. I know, it's just this weird thing. I know it's a weird thing to bring up. It's just that looking at that first initial poster, because I remember going into this, we had really basically nothing going into this. We had that one poster, like that weird blue Xerox poster with Alfred with guns and everything. With that poster, I was just thinking, I didn't know what Gordon was going to look like in the series. I was thinking, with that, oh man. Well, Kurtwood Smith is good, but I'm not sure how he would do with Gordon, let alone this look for the series. It's a radical change, I'm glad we've proven, okay, he's good. And we only have one line in the first episode. I couldn't make a judgment call. So, he did not sound like Gordon, I guess. He just said, he said a line that's in character for Gordon, saying, okay, that's enough, no more questions. That's about it. But this episode, we got more screen time with him, and he sounded like him. He did a great which I brought that humanity to Commissioner Gordon, talking with the daughter. It's just, again, it's just that way he goes about things. He's saying, lunkhead, he says, Batman hurt me. I know, lunkhead. I just have a few questions, and I'll be out of your way.
What a name to have, though, lunkhead.
Yeah. Again, he just had that humanity about him when he's saying that line, and he's just being calm, cool, collected with the guy. It's not even an interrogation. He's just like talking with the guy. It really good. He brought him candy. He brought him candy, which is it's really a subtle nod to year one, by the way. After he saved a bunch of kids from some guy holding him hostage, saying "No gang during lunch." Yeah, it was Frank Miller, so take that for what it was. Anyway. Yeah. After he saves him, and he's
before he found his evil hat.
Yes. He gave the kids gum to calm them down. I don't know. It's just he gave the kids gum. I think it's a real. I know I'm stretching, but it's like a subtle nod. I think to year one. Had candy ready because I like how he read. He was smart enough. He read this guy's file. Okay, he likes candy. I'm gonna bring candy. I'm just going to talk to this guy calmly and get information. That's a great Gordon move. And what's even better is that the detective work on this episode works two ways. Gordon and Batman do different styles of detective work. Obviously, Batman has more technology on his side.
Yeah.
But still, if they both found their way to the same location in the end through their own way of doing the detective work, which I was entertained by, and I'm glad. It shows they're both capable.
Yeah.
Little things, but yeah. I
but do you think this? I think this is like going to be an interesting thing for the series. I hope that they get on the same page eventually, but I'm not sure. Depending on how long the season's going to be.
13 episodes.
Yeah. Okay. Then definitely. Maybe not the end of the first season, but maybe they get to a point where they're working together, but they're not still not 100% trusting each other.
I would say if it's not episode 7, it's going to be episode 10 when they're at least working together more.
Yeah.
The point is, I like that.
I don't want them to be buddy buddy by the 13th episode unless it's right at the end of the episode and then it happens, because it'd be too quick, because there's this clear hatred from
Gordon doesn't hate.
Not hate. Maybe I wouldn't go as far as hate. Maybe,
he doesn't think he's any. He thinks he's just being reckless. That's what Gordon.
Yeah,
thinks.
Maybe. Yeah, I still think there's something in there that that's rubbing in the wrong way. It's going to take quite a bit for them to get on the same page.
Yeah, they had that line at the end where this really interesting line where, after we find out what happened to Magpie, she was, because of what happened to her, she was screwed up in the head. Not you, it was her. Screwed up in the head, and because of that, then Batman has this line, she's being hauled away, saying, sending her back to the prison that made her. Saying, well, it's the law. We're going to do it that way. That line just saying that, the system's not perfect, and Gordon knows that. I don't know how much they're going to play the corruption angle. I'm expecting him to play the corruption angle because he's a lieutenant at this point. And Commissioner Loeb should be the one in charge, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Point is, it's just still saying, you're a vigilante. In the beginning, to Barbara, he says, he's a vigilante, he's no good. He's nothing but trouble, He says, she says, well, you're working with him, right? He says, no, I'm not working with him. He's a reckless vigilante. Yeah, he helped you apprehend Professor Pig and such. Yeah. All that stuff. Again, they're not on working terms yet. I like how they're building towards that. I'm excited to see it. Again, I'm expecting at the end of the season they're starting to trust each other, and that they're maybe it's going to be an uneasy alliance at the end of the season. Then there's going to be more trust built throughout the season. So it's slowly. Yeah. I like seeing Gordon slowly come around Batman because we didn't really have that with the original animated series. So I'm excited to see that relationship pay off throughout the course of this series, and I'm excited for it. And again, Kurtwood Smith, great Commissioner Gordon, a lot better than I thought it would. Not saying he was going to do a bad job. I was unsure how he was going to do. He surprised me, and I'm happy for that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he just doesn't come up against RoboCop.
Yeah. By the way, how do you feel about the costumes?
I think it's a bit too Dark Knight-ish, but I'm willing to go with it for now. I want some. I wouldn't mind something a little bit more Arkham Asylum ish.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the belt. I don't mind. It's overall it works, but I don't want if they were to change it up, I want it a little bit more Adventures of Batman ish or Arkham Asylum ish. I like that there's some detail on it and everything. I want something a little bit more grey than black.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. I like the texture. The texture looks nice, but I hate how it's. I think it's just too black. Like in the posters and stuff, and all the posters in like literally all the posters, it's gray. The suit's gray in that, but now it's black. I don't get that. It just doesn't. I know it's like a small. I guess. Well, it's not exactly a small thing. It's just it's the suit. Why is the suit gray and everything else, but black in the series? And it just doesn't look that good to me. And the symbol needs to be pronounced more because of that.
Yeah.
It's just I wish they'd go back to it. I hope maybe if we're lucky, he'll get a costume change. Who knows?
Yeah,
like slightly, just make it gray.
Yeah, I'm not gone.
I guess I guess overall it's something I can forgive as long as the series keeps up with this good writing.
Yep.
I still wish it was gray. Also, Magpie's costume was great. I like how Batman uses her costume to escape. Which, by the way, I have only one nitpick with this. I only have one problem with this episode. There's one flaw. It's an animation flub.
What?
Okay. Now, the Bruce Timm show, they would guard against this. Sometimes it'd be left in, sometimes not, sometimes intentional. But the point is, Batman has his utility belt stolen by Magpie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when he unmasked Magpie for who she is, as secretary, Miss Summers, I believe it is.
Yeah.
He throws a batarang to unwig her. He doesn't have the belt yet. And later on, when he throws another one, like to disarm her or something, he has two batarangs on him, apparently.
He keeps them up his sleeve.
Well, I mean, these aren't the collapsible ones. So. I'm just saying the point is he didn't have the belt.
It could. I'm willing to defend that, but it could be a continuity error.
I would defend it, saying he's got him up his sleeves and stuff because he did that in the animated series. But this costume, the way it is, and especially without the gray, the gray has nothing to do with it. But I don't know, just look at how tight the costume is, and he doesn't reach for him at all. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it looks visually like a problem. He doesn't have any.
Does he throw him in the room?
Yeah, he has. No, he didn't throw him in. I know, I looked for that, Meg, but they didn't throw him at all in the room.
Okay.
I would have forgiven it if that happened, but it didn't.
All right, man. Yeah, like I said.
Yeah,
maybe he's got a stack of them on that symbol that he's got across his chest, and they're that's where he pulls them from.
No, that was from Beware the Batman. That was from Brave and the Bold. That was awesome, but it's not here. It's not the case.
Okay.
I don't know. It's my only complaint because otherwise I love this episode a lot. I really do.
Yeah, I'm willing to forgive that.
Yeah, I'm forgiving it. I'm just saying that's my one problem with it. If I have one, same thing with the other one. That one animation flub with the thing. Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, that's it was really nice. And again, I like how he used the feather on her costume to pick the lock when he was captured. And also, would you say she's kind of his Catwoman?
I thought that was what they were going for, but I was like, I don't really want to go there just yet.
Yeah, she kissed him.
Yeah.
No, because they had like this kind of chase like Catwoman, Batman. I think they're kind of relationship. I don't know if she comes back. We'll see what they do with her.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't do that again because that's Catwoman's thing. It's not really her thing.
I mean, if they don't have Catwoman in this series, would you be all right with it?
I want to see Catwoman in this series.
I doubt we're going to get Catwoman in this series, Magpie.
I'm not saying first. I'm not saying second. I'm maybe third. I would like it. Maybe we get.
Sorry.
I'm not discounting the possibility that maybe later on in the series we get the villains. I mean, that we're all accustomed to seeing. I really doubt it if we didn't get at least one episode with the Joker in this series.
It all hinges on if we get those villains or not. If we do, then sure, Catwoman's going to be in there.
Yeah, it'd be pretty odd if we didn't. Is all I'm saying. And I'm not. Admittedly, I don't see this. I don't see them coming in the first season. I imagine that we would get at least one sort of mainstream one in the second season.
Well, I know we're not getting any of them in the first season. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I imagine.
The only one we might get in the first season is Raish. I don't even know if we're going to get him in the first season.
Yeah.
I'm predicting maybe we're going to get Raish in the first season.
Yeah, well, we did. Well, it took us like 5 movies to get Ra's al Ghul.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, it took us 3 seasons of Batman to get him.
That's all right. Really, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't until then we got him. But anyway,
overall,
I think overall this was a very good episode, and I agree it's better than the first. But I think there are factors that help that.
Yeah, the fact that you're an attractive female in this episode. Magpie was a female Magpie, not you. Female Magpie was a well done character. You know, good mystery built around her for the episode. Well, wait, one last thing we should discuss: her motivations.
Yeah.
Let's discuss her motivations.
She's under the impression that she needs to find out who she is and everything. It's understandable. Yeah. I totally understand.
I understand nice counterpoint to Batman.
Yeah, so pretty cool.
Yeah, her whole motivation, like she's zapping people of their minds and memories. That's what that mind device could do. It took away memories. It took that one guy's memory away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that whole question of identity and the fact she's confronted with at the end, looking in the mirror, which is a good shot, with Batman behind her. Looking in the mirror is just saying that. She's realizing that the woman she is wanted to get rid of her. And something went wrong in the process because she's still around. It just devolved into a split personality. And she's trying to get, is really good storytelling, and I love that. I love all the stuff with Gordon. Good stuff. We'll see where it goes. It looks like it's off to a great start. Corwin Smith, good job. I know I'm kind of repeating myself with this, but yeah, that's about it. Good detective work. Hope they keep up with this. And I hear just to look out for in the future. I hear they're really selling this show in detective work or in early Batman in that he's going to get hurt a lot in this series. You're going to be realistic with the damage, like that shoulder thing. So keep that in mind.
I want to just say a few things before we wrap up.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
This had a good villain. It had a great story. We had some good continuity running through. We're clearly going to get some arcs in this show, which is cool.
Yes. And
it seems like maybe TV channels are no longer afraid of having that, which is great.
And we got great silver and black guns in this episode.
Yeah. So cool.
That's good. I think they're slowly starting to get past the. I don't know if it's slowly. That one might have been made earlier on, or just because Gordon's a police officer. I'm wondering if they're going to like kind of get away from the over censorship because of what happened.
Yeah.
I'm curious if enough time's passed because the movies it's starting to pass. I'm not sure. All
right.
We'll see. But yeah, that and Magpie's gadgets. She had like the extendo nails. You think those are technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, making sure. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I think we can wrap this up here.
Okay. Now remember, folks, beware the Batman.
Beware the Batman!
Yep. See ya.
See ya.